And hello, everybody. Welcome to Ask Us Anything, Sunday night in YouTube and Facebook and Twitter land. And we're Mike and Jennifer.
And it's good to be here with everybody.
It is. We hope you all had a great week, and lots of you already on, and we have lots of comments and questions. Just a couple of quick things, and we'll get to them. We've had a very windy day here, coming to you from Michigan, from our Sticks and Bricks home in Michigan. It's supposed to be dying down now as the storm, the front, whatever it is, moves to the east. But we did have one internet interruption earlier today, so if this thing goes down, it's just because of the wind. It's nothing personal. So, or it's not operator error as it usually is. Hey, let's bring on Phyllis Kerr to say hi to everybody. Phyllis will be helping us moderate and keep everything going. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, how you doing?
Phyllis coming to us from Iowa, and that wind came from Iowa. So you sent it to us. Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't mean to.
Would you help everybody understand kind of how it goes, particularly the Facebook folks who may not have understood if they have a question, their name may not appear, what they can do, how we identify questions, and explain all the other stuff out there.
Okay, so if you're joining us from Facebook, if you're on the Facebook page, we'll see your name in our chats, what we see here online inside of the StreamYard interface. If you're coming from a Facebook group, you have to click that link at the top that gives StreamYard permission to use your name, and then we can see it. Otherwise, you show up as Facebook user here in the feed. It's a very odd thing. So please make sure you do that. And then also Facebook people realize that we're getting a ton of questions from YouTube. And so it might seem like we're not getting to your question, but it's just in the mix. And so we will eventually get to it. So don't worry about it. Don't push us. We will eventually get there. Okay. So that's good.
And how should they help us understand the difference between questions and just saying hi and making comments?
Yes. And the YouTube people, they're all had at this, so they know how to do it. But if you don't, and if you're new here for the first time, type question in all caps at the beginning of your question. You don't have to type the whole thing in caps, just question in caps, and then your question. And then if you have a comment, you do the same thing with comment. That's great to do. And then if you're on YouTube, you have those extra fun things called super chats and super stickers at the bottom, and you can buy those. And then that puts a little bit of coin in Mike and Jennifer's pocket for being here for you guys today. So that's kind of a cool thing.
And super chats and super stickers also put you at the top of the list.
Yes,
so we
absolutely
get a flash, and you get to go. Because normally we'll take these questions from the top down, and if it's like every other night that we do these, we never can get to all of them. We'll try and go for 1 hour, and we'll take as many as we can. But those super chats and the super stickers help. Phyllis,
it's a nice thing to do.
Yes, it is. And we'll check in with you as you help moderate and keep things going. And thank you for being there for us tonight. All right. Now, let's start off with a question. This one is from Ed Richards. And Ed says, what, if anything, does Waze provide that the RV Life Pro Suite does not, considering its purchase? We did that video on the RV Life Pro Suite. It was actually a video, a blog post, and our podcast this past week. Well, Waze is an app that works on your smartphone, and it works in real time of traffic and road conditions. And you can actually be interactive with Waze. You can report traffic slowdowns, obstacles on the road, vehicles pulled over, police, all sorts of stuff with it. So you get real updates with it. And it works through either Apple CarPlay or Google or Android Auto. If you have those built into your automotive entertainment systems on your RVs or your vehicles, your tow vehicles, that's how we use ours. You can use it just as a standalone on your smartphone if you want as well. Now, the RV Life Pro Suite is a much more detailed system. It is really like an ecosystem for RV trip planning. You start with RV Trip Planner. It does great. You can set how far you want to travel in a day. It helps you find the places you want to stay. It does all of that information, and it will transfer that over to its GPS thing on your smartphone. And then it works really well there. We use both. And are very happy. So hope that helps you.
We're getting weather forecast there. Baton Rouge, it's beautiful, and New York, all that.
Yeah, yep. And everybody just check in and tell us all of that stuff. All right, let's.
Okay, so there was some confusion about starting time tonight.
Yeah, we all. I think Facebook was making some changes, or the whole system was making changes, because we were sitting there at 6 o'clock doing something else, and it said a little before 6, says you're going on in 10 minutes. I said, wait, we went at 7. But then we all got a notice afterwards. So I think they were doing some glitching around, but 7 o'clock is, of course, when we started. And there we go. All right. First official question of the night from James Harris.
Okay. Do you belong to my LTV or Leisure Van website? And do you go to any of their rallies?
We do write occasionally for the Leisure Travel Van blog. In fact, I've got a story we'll be writing this week. We've had a couple, 3 on their blog, but we don't hang out there. We hang out here on YouTube or Facebook, and our blog, rvlifestyle.com. We're not big rally people. We have gone to one of their rallies, and that was in Montreal, Quebec, back about 2.5 years ago.
And it was so much fun.
It was. But that's our extent with any of their rallies. And I guess we went to one in Holland, Michigan, too. We saw Tulip Time.
Yes, we did Tulip Time.
Yeah. We didn't know that was a rally, but it turned out to be a rally, and we went to that one. All right. Question from Danielle Gurian.
There are products on the market to keep your black tank clean or odorless, are there? And what about the water tank? Is there any product to clean it?
Well, there are. There's you can just look freshwater RV tank cleaners. I bought something called Spring something that was just a little bit of a cleanser. It was really what it is just a little bit of bleach. What I'll do with mine is I'll put a tablespoon or so of bleach in the freshwater tank and fill it up, and it'll help cleanse that. There's lots of little cleansers. You can go to any RV dealer and they've got some. You might want to put a cup in. I just don't like the taste that a lot of that stuff leaves. So, but there are, and when I start my RV up after we start in the spring and we de-winterize, I do empty and fill the freshwater tank 2 or 3 times. I put some bleach into that, and that sanitizes everything. If it's a really hot season, I do my best to always empty the freshwater tank and then fill it up again, so I don't have a lot of hot water sitting in there. And then if you really feel you need to, you can run a little bleach through it as well. Not much, a couple tablespoons. We'll do a 25, 30 gallon tank, and you don't like that taste. It's going to take a couple of fills and empties to get rid of that taste. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then the black tank.
The black tank is a whole different thing, and we use this product called Happy Camper, I think. And if you go to our gear page, rvlifestyle.com/gear, you can see the stuff that we use right there that we put on. So it's all right there. Lots of you saying hi, and we don't mean to minimize that, but we always want to try and get to those who are asking the questions. And we thank you all for saying hi. And if we finish the questions, we'll come back and recognize all of those. Go for Mitz has a question.
Okay. Do you still use and recommend magic socks?
Do you remember what magic socks are?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yes, I am using mine all the time.
Yeah.
I've got some ankle ones that I wear all the time.
For those of you who don't know what they are a sock that you can reportedly use for several days, and they don't have any odor. And we did a video in which, when I did the review on them, I had Jennifer try and pick the ones that I had been wearing for 5 days, and she couldn't pick it. And she's got the most sensitive nose I know.
No, my nose isn't that sensitive.
It's pretty sensitive. And so, yeah, and they're good socks. I still have a couple, 3 pair, and we do use them. So
chasing me around with stinky socks.
Yeah,
it's pretty disgusting.
Hey, James has another question.
Okay, on the Unity FX, could you lounge or sleep or nap for long periods of time comfortably on both the rear lounge and the front bench seat when not using the bed?
Well, James,
Yes.
we practiced that a lot, didn't we?
Yeah,
we wanted to make sure
regularly.
we knew what we were talking about, and we tried that many, many times.
Yes,
and
whenever we pulled into a rest area, or, we would take a rest.
We love to take
Bo
naps.
found it very boring.
He did. We love to take naps. That's one of the reasons. If we didn't even camp, if we just were going around traveling, we would still have an RV so we can pull in and take a nap someplace. That's really fun.
It'd be hard to go back to a regular car.
Donald Vinchkowski has a question.
When we RV in below freezing temperatures, we use windshield washer antifreeze to flush our toilet. It's good to -20, cheaper than RV antifreeze, and readily available. What do you think? I
would stick with RV antifreeze. That's really, I would not put window antifreeze. It's not that much cheaper. We're talking.
Isn't it $1.69?
Maybe you're talking $1. If that makes a big deal difference to you on a $100,000 motorhome, go for it.
It's good to -20. I don't know what the.
It's good to -40 or -50. I would not. I don't like this. I don't like the smell of antifreeze, but I would just. We use RV antifreeze. I'm not going to mix it and put windshield washer.
I'm trying to think if there would be a reason that you would want to use the windshield.
None that I could see.
Well, I think the antifreeze that we use. I mean, we're not obviously we're using it in the bathroom toilet, but when you put it through the pipes and everything, it's not going to make us sick. And I think windshield might, I don't know, probably make you sick.
Yeah, maybe
a little more dangerous.
Maybe
with pets and things.
I got to come back here and pick up some more of the questions. And for some reason, I missed all these the first time through, so we'll come back. John Waldron's the question.
Okay, what are your thoughts about smokeless fire pits? Like solo stove bonfire pit. Have they many good reviews?
They are great. The reason we've never had one before is just a matter of storage. Neither one of us are big fans. I shouldn't say that. We do like a campfire. We just don't like a campfire in a campground because
of smoke.
I mean, when
everybody gets a fire, it can get pretty smoky.
And it gets if you've ever taken a walk at night and come toward the camp, it's just like this haze of smoke, and it permeates your hair and your clothes. So we don't like when we boondock, we always have a real fire because we can put it so the wind blows away from the RV. Campground, we don't have any control. But we've thought about getting one of those. We're with our friends Carol and Jim Diepenbrecht just a couple weeks ago up at Indian Lake State Park in Michigan, and they had one of those little propane LP gas fire pits, and it was great. It was small. It was just a little tiny thing. We didn't have one before because where'd we carry it, right?
Yeah, we didn't have room to carry it, and they have a Class B motorhome, and they got the small one rather than the next size up. So if you don't want to be around the smoke, it's a good idea.
Yeah, and we found it really nice. So again, don't forget to put your question in caps or comments because we're trying to scroll through there and get many of these where people say hi, and if we pick one of them, then we got to do all of them. So we're just looking for all of the questions that we can. Here's one about our latest video. This is from MP.
We just missed the snack one.
I know. We'll come back to the snack one.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
What did the Beebox have? Okay, did the Beebox have a work dining table? Did it seem fairly windowless and isolated from the outside world? It did not have a table, and yet they're working on a table. They had several different ideas that they were considering, and I probably shouldn't say because they're working on it.
Yeah.
So the good observation, like, where's the table? Because that's what I said, where's the table?
Yeah.
But they're working on it, and like I say, they had several things that sounded pretty interesting. And it didn't seem windowless in the Beebox.
No, they had pretty big windows. Yeah, they opened really long.
Yeah, the way they opened it on the side and everything, it was very, very nice.
Oh, I just saw one note. We have some competition, says Doug Fox. SpaceX is about to launch. And I think that's a manned spaceship thing, a spaceship from SpaceX. And that's good.
That's great.
And there's our friends Davis, Tandy, and Buster. Yeah. What is your go-to snack when traveling? Had to do 14 hours straight yesterday and had a few Cheez-It breaks. Cheez-Its work great
He
with
would
me.
love Cheez-Its. We don't have Cheez-Its in the rig. We haven't had chips in how long? We have not had any of that type of food for a very long time. You were keto and now you're not keto. But what do we go to?
Apple slices. You're doing apples all the time.
Slices of apple, and Bo loves those too. So apples are always a big hit. I like to have like just half a sandwich. And when I'm hungry, I want real food. And that's one good thing about not going inside. When you pay for your gas and things, because when you go inside, then you see all the candy bars and peanuts and chips and cupcakes and all that kind of stuff to eat. So
all the good stuff.
So I keep a yogurt, apples, boring.
Oh boy.
And we're really trying hard not to have comfort food around.
I do have some almonds, and I like almonds.
Yeah.
Paul Schick says, I love the show. And he has a question.
Okay. Have you tried or reviewed any truck campers? They seem to be gaining in popularity lately. I think they're gaining in popularity as well.
Yeah, we did a review of some of the Lance truck campers back in January, the last big RV show before everything closed down. And you can find that in we have a playlist on our YouTube channel about different shows and stuff and different reviews. And we were very impressed with the Lance campers.
Mike wants a truck, and I don't want a truck. And so he keeps looking at the campers because you would like a truck.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I had a truck, I think I would probably pick one of the Lance campers. I really liked them. I thought they were really well made, and it would be fun.
We have had all different kinds of cars. The one thing we haven't had is a Jeep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to get a Jeep or not.
Well, you could get a Class A and tow a Jeep.
Well, there you go.
Piper Gilbert with a question. Hi, Piper.
Okay, we had a hitch pin fall on our brand new Blue Ox tow bar. Ooh, any recommendations on the best locking hitch pin to replace it?
There's several. I don't know. I've never had a tow bar on ours, so I can't give you any firsthand information, but because we don't tow anything. But I see them at different RV shops, and you're on the right track. Get one that's a locking hitch pin, and then you don't have to worry about that. That's pretty scary.
That is very scary. So, you don't expect that.
You're right on the right thing, Piper, but get one of the locking ones. That's for sure. Dottie Brundbitch.
Oh, can you install leveling systems on a Wonder van?
Yes, we did. We have the equalizer system on ours.
When I read, can you install? I just pictured us installing. Whoa.
No.
Can somebody else install?
Yes, we have the Wonder rear twin bed model, but it's on the Ford Transit chassis, and the equalizer systems, which is the vendor that Lisa Travel Vans uses for its Unity that has an automatic leveling system. They also will install it on a transit van, and they did on ours. That was the very first upgrade that we did to ours. And since then, they have done several of them. There's a company called Bigfoot near Elkhart that also will install. We love it. It's a push button, and it's automatic 4-point leveling system, and it really does a great thing. Now
I said warranty. I was trying to be discreet.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right. Joey F.
Oh, do you ever get stuck and need a come along or a winch to pull your van out? I am wondering about boondocking places that have no cell phone service to call for help.
We don't, and we never have, and we don't go any place where we're going to need to get stuck, although, a sudden rainstorm could make it all pretty yucky, but we keep track of the weather. That's one of the first things you want to do as a boondocker, but we've never even come close to getting stuck. But it would be nice. I don't know on the transit. I guess they do have a couple in the back where they could pull you out. We don't have a winch. We've never needed one. Now, when you talk about that kind of stuff, you're really talking about something that's like boondocking on steroids, which is called overlanding. And those are the really rugged expedition type RVs, and all of those would most of them come with the winch and all that stuff. That's not the kind of boondocking we do. We tend to drive little forest trails in, and it works great. Andrew Larimore, he's one of our regulars.
He winterized this week here in Massachusetts, and it does make you sad. It's always really hard to winterize.
I'm getting ours down, Andrew, pretty good. If you were here last week, we winterized our RV last week, and it got down into the very low 20s a couple of times this week, and I kept going, yep, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, glad you did that.
Yeah, I'm glad I did that.
Gotta do
I
that.
always stretch it out as long as I can, so that's good. Mary Ann Bostain.
What did the bathroom look like in the Beebox? I didn't see it in our video. Didn't you put the bathroom in?
I did. You know, it's a bathroom with a shower. It's a dry shower. It's not a wet shower, so that's really nice.
Why am I thinking it was a wet shower? I guess because I just whatever. Okay.
You know what? I think it is a wet shower on the Beebox. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I spent most of my time talking about the water system because it's so unique. If you missed that video, it's up here on our YouTube RV Lifestyle channel, and it recirculates the shower water, and that sounds yucky. It isn't just running it straight through it. Then it goes through a multi-stage filter. It's sanitized with UV light, and then so you can continually shower as long as you want. And then after you're done showering, it will use that shower water to flush the toilet. So if you want, so you're not tapping into your fresh water tank. So that's kind of what I spent most of my time. But it's a toilet, and it is a wet shower. Jennifer's right, but it's in kind of a self-contained area, so it's nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Shirley Benoit with a $4.99 super chat, moving to the top of the list, and Shirley is out camping. She's in right where we just did a video on that a few months ago, Ocala, Florida. And Shirley is in our supporters group. If you don't know about that, it's on Facebook and on YouTube. We have a members group. It's where you get a little more access to us. Like Shirley saw a couple of the videos that we'll be showing later on in the week, and they kind of get a little early previews of the stuff we're working on. And we're doing we're about to hit 100 supporters on Facebook, and we're going to do a supporters only live feed, and we're going to actually do it on Zoom and have everybody kind of meet each other. So that'll be fun. We'll try and do that as soon as we hit 100. We're at 97 now. Hint, hint. Thank you, Shirley, for the super chat. James Massey.
For all the products y'all publish, how do you find time to produce the content, and not to mention time for family, each other, and yourself?
James, we wrestle with that every single day.
Yes.
I'm going to let you answer that because
I'm used to looking at the back of his head when he's sitting at a computer.
Yeah. And you know, we do have help, you know, like you've already met Phyllis, and we have Chris, who helps out with some of the video work we do, and graphics, and we have some writers that help, and our daughter Wendy works on our newsletter. But I'm creating stuff multiple times every day. And we're still, you know, if you've noticed our book production, we've got help there as well.
But kind of screeched to a halt.
But, you know, because of COVID, you can't travel as much. We do have a new book coming out soon on Arizona. But that is the problem. I need to figure a better way to balance it.
Yeah, we are always saying, how can we cut back?
How can we cut back?
No matter how much you like it, how can we cut back?
One of the things that we're going to cut back is I think we decided today we're not going to do a podcast next week, Thanksgiving week. Podcasts come out on Wednesday.
Next week. It'll be the week. I don't know. Is it week
after? Yeah, we're going to do it this week, but the week after.
Yeah.
Next week after, because the week started today. So Thanksgiving week.
When our kids are here, we're not going to do one.
We're not going to have one.
Usually make the kids get on.
Yeah, we do. Come here. We need some interviews. Yeah.
Kids are used to it. Get a camera stuck
Speaking
in their
of
face
which,
every time they turn
if
around.
I can do a Thanksgiving pitch for all of you, hundreds of you watching this tonight, would you do us a favor and go to rvlifestyle.com. There is a little number in there about a voicemail number, and if you call that, just leave us a 2-3 minute message, and I'll edit it to make sure it sounds good, about what RV lifestyle part of this year you're particularly thankful for. We have had so many negative things happen to all of us. Here in Michigan, they just announced a really restrictive new shutdown because of COVID, you know, and this second wave that everybody around the country is seeing. But we try and keep as positive as we can. So everybody has something to be thankful for, and particularly those of you who live the RV lifestyle. You guys you guys make the best of everything. And I'd love to have a really encouraging Thanksgiving week podcast as best I can, where people share what they're thankful for. So go to rvlifestyle.com. It's a thing for voicemail. And don't be shy. Just like the regular thing, just leave me a voicemail and we'll edit it so you sound good. If you really want to do it again, just call back and do another one. We'll make sure you sound good.
Because we want you to sound good.
Yeah, because it makes us sound good. But we want to put together a bunch of us talking about the RV lifestyle aspect of 2020 that we're thankful for this year. So I hope you'll help us with that. Jenna pays was the question.
Okay, my family of 4 are renting an RV for the first next week. So first time renting an RV. It's going to be dropped off at our campsite in a state park. Any advice to make our first time camping amazing?
Is she smart or what?
Yeah, that's really smart.
First time, you don't have to worry about.
Good time. You don't have to tow that thing.
You don't have to drive. I don't know what kind you're getting, whether it's a motor coach or whether it's a towable, but it's there. Make sure you're there when they drop it off, so that you are familiar with, where the black tank gets emptied and the gray tank, if that's something you're going to have to do on this trip that you're at. I don't know how long you're camping.
Yeah, we don't know how long you're going to be gone.
But just take your time and enjoy. You're doing it the right way. You're going to be right in the spot where you're going to stay. You don't have to worry about it.
That sounds it's like renting a cabin.
Yeah, it's just like renting a cabin.
In a hotel room, it sounds like what you're doing, because maybe you've got the sewer right there and the water and the electric, and so you don't have to worry anything more than maybe they'll even hook up the sewer and everything for you.
If it's a
you might
park,
need a little bit of directions.
You might not even have to worry about that. If it's a state park, many of them don't have sewer at your campsite, and you probably don't even have to worry about emptying. I bet the renters will take care of that for you. So I just ask them for a walkthrough, so you know how the microwave works and what switches, if you have to have the inverter on or off, or, I don't know what kind of an RV and all those details, but basically it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that showering in your whatever kind of rig you have, you might have to empty. So hopefully you don't have to hook it up and take it someplace.
Talk to whoever you're renting it from, and make sure you know what switches you turn on. Make sure you know how to hook up your cable TV if it's not hooked up for you.
If you want TV. We're doing our best to avoid TV these days.
Yeah, makes you too tense. I took a news Sabbath today and it didn't work out very well. I'm still hearing way more than I should. Robin Shields.
Okay, do you have a music playlist with road songs? I love some of the music you have paired with your videos. Oh,
so thank you, Robin. We love finding those videos. And I've got about 6 services I use for all of that when we edit it. No, we don't. It sounds really boring. We used to, when we first started, we listened to audiobooks on really long trips.
And then I'd fall asleep and miss a whole bunch of the book.
Yeah, I was always having to rewind it.
I'd fall asleep like a baby.
To tell you the truth, and this is just us, I prefer nothing on. Nothing. We do listen to podcasts. We listen to a lot of podcasts. Podcasts, range from 30 to 60 minutes, so it's not like forever.
We are big into podcasts.
We love podcasts.
And it seems like at home we don't have time to listen to a lot of things we want to listen to. So when we're driving, podcasts are something we do a lot. Like you say, it used to be we would listen to books. Yeah, and we've come to really appreciate the silence. He appreciates it more than I do sometimes.
It's like a movie going past me out the windshield. I like to drive. I love to see the country as we pass it, and sometimes you get preoccupied with that. Music helps a little bit, but I have a little road. I have a playlist on my iPhone with about 450 songs that I can plug in anytime I want. But more often than not, it's a podcast or we're just quiet. We ran into a guy at the dog park yesterday. I don't know if he's watching tonight. Rob, I think it was. Rob and Pam?
Pam.
And they said, we listened to all 320 of your podcasts. We were like, wow. But anyway, podcasts are the things.
I mean, what are the chances we'd bump into him at the dog park?
Roberta Van.
Do you have any recommendations for e-bikes?
Well, we're big fans of Rad Power Bikes. That's the ones that Jennifer and I have. And one of the reasons we recommend it is, one, it's free shipping. And 2, it's easy to assemble, and you just can call them up if you have any questions. But 3, if you use the coupon code RV Lifestyle, they'll give you $75 off. And 4, Rad Power bikes are about half the cost of comparable e-bikes that are on the market. So that's the only brand we use and recommend, Rad Power bikes. MP.
Do you miss the luxurious cockpit, especially safety and entertainment features of a Sprinter when compared to the Ford ProMaster?
It's the Ford Transit, not the ProMaster. ProMaster is from Dodge.
Yeah, that's a Dodge. Ford or maybe ProMaster.
So do we miss the Sprinter Transit? What do we miss about the cockpit in that?
Well, what we like
cabin. I think the correct term is I always said cockpit, but somebody said it's called a cabin.
Well, something with the Ford is when your driver's door, easier in and out because it's a little lower. So that part is good.
It's easier to get into the Transit, right?
Yeah. And the bad part is there isn't as much space in between. And
between the driver's seat and the passenger seat.
Yeah. I mean, Bo cannot sit where he likes to sit. He's getting the idea of it now that he can't sit there, but it breaks his little heart that he can't sit there.
The entertainment system is 100% comparable. I have no problems with the Transit. It's a great entertainment system.
We can talk to each other. We can hear each other easier.
It's much quieter. The Transit is much quieter in the cabin than the Sprinter was.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, much less road noise. The downside with it is twofold. One, when you get up from the driver's or passenger seat to go back into the coach, it's only about that much room.
There's not a lot of room.
And you got to get your feet
just
twist
right. All around.
In the Sprinter, it's probably that much room.
Yeah,
but
a lot more room.
So you have to twist your body around a little bit. Big deal, right? It's not that hard. Safety equipment, they're pretty comparable. Neither one of them, because they're on the cutaway chassis, have blind spot alerts. You can get an extra non-OEM third party, it's called CUB, C-U-B, that will give you blind spot. I did put it on the Unity we had. I didn't bother with it on the Transit.
Yeah, we don't miss it.
So for me, the biggest difference is, I guess I have to say I like the Transit chassis better because it's quieter, easy to get in and out of from the passenger and driver's side. Downside is just going back into the RV part.
Yeah.
It's not enough room. Jesse Ramos with a question.
Do you know if the LTV Serenity will be returning?
I don't know for sure, but I don't believe that they have any immediate plans for that. So don't know what that means, but not for a while. I do know that, like most RV manufacturers, they have a long backlog of orders. I heard from somebody last week that ordered in September, and that ordered like within the last 3 weeks, and it won't be ready until September of 2022 on a Sprinter chassis. So I have not verified how common that is and whether maybe they have some extras that they're adding onto it. But the Serenity, I don't think will be coming back. Nancy with a question.
Jennifer, I believe you recently broke your glasses while traveling. Were you able to get replacement glasses while off on the road? Well, my glasses, I tried to tape them and they kept falling apart.
She looked like one of those computer geeks,
And we were fortunately going home. I wore my sunglasses, which are prescription, even though the sun wasn't out.
Didn't we do a live shot with you doing one of those live
we did a
streams?
live shot.
And you had your sunglasses on? Yeah.
And I was able to get into my optometrist, and they put what they called a sleeve on it, and the sleeve held it really good. And the good for me was that the frame was, I'd only had them about 10 months, so it was still under warranty. So this is the new frame. They had a rough time, putting the lenses in there.
There's the camera.
But happy ending that I didn't have, I thought I was going to have to buy all new glasses. Now, if I'd been someplace out west, I probably, of course, with COVID, things aren't as easy to get repaired as they used to be. Go to any shop and ask them to fix, because people break these all the time. But the woman at my eye doctor, she did a great little sleeve on there. It worked just perfect. So it wasn't any inconvenience at all, except I was wearing sunglasses when I didn't need them.
But you look cool.
Oh, yeah.
A Facebook user with a question.
It's our first time camping in 24-degree weather. they thought about a heater hose. Is there anything else that they need to do?
Well, keep the inside warm. You know, I would assume that you're going to be in 24-degree weather at night, and then it's going to, if it's at 24 at night, it's probably going to be well up above freezing during the day. You've got the inside of the RV warm with your heat on. If you have the heated hose, if you have a connection from the pipe, you know, from the water spigot outside, you're probably okay. If the unit has been winterized, which I don't think that's the case, you probably would have said that, then you would use the toilet and flush it with antifreeze, but, you know, carrying the jug of antifreeze and putting that in. But you should be fine. If the heated hose, you know, there's, you want to also make sure you have your hot water heater on all the time. So keep that warm and use it, run the water a little bit. The key is how long is it 24? If it just gets down there, you know, like overnight, it starts in the 30s and it gets to 24 and then it starts to come back up again, you're going to be fine. But just keep an eye on it. Keep the water running and keep it warm inside. All right, the launch went off.
Good.
Damn, we missed that.
Good.
Yeah, we missed that. Well, good luck, SpaceX. We were, just before everything shut down, we were at Cape Canaveral and we saw all those SpaceX rockets and we got so excited about the space program again.
Mm-hmm. I
We're
am
going
so
to
glad that
Mars
it's back.
and the moon again, you know, all that stuff. That's awesome.
It's exciting. It's what we should be doing.
Yep.
Comment? They just picked up the UP Adventure Guide. What a bargain for what it is. My Michigan-born wife can't wait to do the trip.
Oh, thank you. We have now, I think, 8 of those adventure guides out, and the next one's coming out soon on Arizona. And that was the very first one. There's a link where you can find all of our books. And the UP one was the very first one we have done. If you're a regular, you know that we go to the UP multiple times every year, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It is wilderness, it's beauty, it's great camping, wildlife, everything from wolves and bear and, you know, no grizzlies, black bear, but wolves and bear and moose. And we love it up there. Just absolutely love it. Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, all 3 Great Lakes kind of wrap around the Upper Peninsula. And you can find out all of our books. We've got them on many different areas of the country now. And that's the link. Daryl Grob with a question.
Do you have any experience with the RV parks in the Sandusky, Ohio area on Lake Erie?
Daryl, one of the books we want to do in the next year, we've got a little list of the adventure guides we want to do. You know, in Ohio is going to be one of them. Our favorite place, Daryl, along near Sandusky is a place called Lakeside. And it is, it's just a little bit west of Sandusky. And it's a Chautauqua type place. It's a really neat little area. It's right on Lake Erie. We have a full video on it that we shot, not this summer, but the summer before. Normally, they bring in awesome entertainment, and we were going to actually be there this year, and we're going to be lecturing for a week about traveling in an RV, and we are staying at their great campground run by a terrific lady named Angel and John and Angel. We ended them up in the Upper Peninsula just a couple of weeks ago, but Angel just does a great job of managing that campground. We were even going to have an open house in our RV while we're there, but you know what happened?
Maybe next
COVID.
year.
But I would really recommend you look at Lakeside Chautauqua and just go on my RV lifestyle channel on YouTube and search Lake Erie, Lakeside, and you'll find it. And that's a place we can't recommend highly enough. It's really nice. Janie Miller. Hi, Janie.
Janie is from Michigan as well, Flint, you know, around Flint area.
Flintish. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're originally from Bay City, so.
And now, well, we're kind of South Flintish. We're north of Detroit, and we're in Oakland Township, Michigan. That's where we're coming to you from.
And she has a Chevy HHR with a weight limit of 1,000. Do you have any idea of manufacturers making this small vehicle that are quality made? Something that she can
do
tell.
you have an idea of manufacturers making this small vehicles that are quality made? Are you talking about RVs, Janie? Because if it's, I
got a Chevy. Oh, her Chevy can only pull 1,000
it can only
pounds.
pull 1,000
So
pounds.
we need a rig that's only
yeah,
1,000
I think
pounds.
you're going to be probably stuck with something like really like one of the teardrops, one of the little teardrop trailers. And there's a bunch of those that are really neat. Or a pop-up camper, you know, and those have become really nice. But for 1,000 pounds, that's kind of where I think you're going to be at. But
call a bunch of dealers and see what they've got.
Well, just do a search on teardrop. Yeah. If the Tampa RV show is on, which it's currently scheduled to happen in early January, we're planning on being there. But you all know how unpredictable things are. I think Phyllis might even be there. But she's been there the last couple of years with us, so I hope she's there. And but we will we'll do it. We'll try and do some reviews on some of the teardrop trailers. We did do some last year and the year before, or maybe it was at Hershey. We did some. We have a whole bunch of RV show videos on the channel, and you can find some there. But some of those teardrops come in at 1,000 pounds, so you should.
Yeah, but then you got to water and all your things.
Sarah Hillstead.
Is there a type of RV that you don't like?
No, I don't think.
We have owned like a pop-up Coleman, and then
we've had a
Class
we've
Bs
had a
and
13-foot trailer.
Yeah.
We've had a pop-up camper, and we've had a number of Class B camper vans, and we've had 2 Class Cs now, and we love all of them. We've loved all of them. We've never had or been, you know, camped in or driven a Class A. It's just too big for the style of camping we are. Maybe when we slow down as we get older, if we slow down a lot, maybe that's what we'll want. I don't think so.
Park it someplace, the airbase.
Yeah, I don't think so. And
fifth wheel, not owned one of those.
We've never owned a fifth wheel.
Or a huge trailer.
Yeah.
Towable.
And, you know, we've not done like an Airstream. We've always liked the Airstreams. We've not done, as we said earlier, a truck camper. And I love what I've seen in some of the truck campers that are out there. So we got a lot of RVs that we'd like to try still. One of the things we try to do now is we can sell our RVs every year and a half, you know, and we don't lose a tremendous amount of money on it. And maybe that's what we'll come up and try and do.
Yeah, then it's going to take 2 years to get another one.
Yeah, you might as well order one now. Yeah, they're still selling like crazy. And I think they're going to with crazy COVID. From YouTube is Finding Joy. Hi, Joy.
How is the weather in the UP in June?
Well, it's usually beautiful, but there's one problem.
Insects.
Bugs, yeah. On the YouTube channel, we've got a video. Look up the black fly dance. The black fly dance, and you'll get a quick idea. The black flies and mosquitoes, prime time for them is June. June is a tough month for bugs up there. Not every day, because the winds off the lake sometimes move them around, but in general. Keith Pendergrass has a comment.
And wants to invite us to visit some of the great places in North Carolina.
Oh, we love North Carolina, Keith. Bryson City, North Carolina.
And I'm sure the mild winters do provide opportunities year-round.
Yeah.
We're lucky to be in such an area.
Bryson City is one of our favorite areas. We love that area. It's right next to the Smokies, part of the eastern end of the Smokies. We really enjoy that. We like Asheville. It's a beautiful area. So we'd love to be there. We've been all over North Carolina.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful state.
Yeah. Fatima Jaffrey.
If money wasn't the object, would you get a Beebox? Why or why not?
I don't think so. I don't know. Would you? They're $380,000.
I mean, I can't imagine even having one because of the price, but he's saying if money wasn't an object.
Yeah. I keep kind of looking at price.
Yeah, I mean, the money just makes you go, whoa. More room. I mean, it was very roomy inside, and the windows and the storage, that box.
And you can make it into anything you want. I mean, when we talked with Mike Neundorfer, the owner of Advanced RV, like we were talking, I was saying, the thing that I need in whatever RV we get next, I need a dedicated workspace. And he had a great idea of something that came up from the floor. Wouldn't that be cool? You just push a button and a desk pops.
Except for when I was sleeping, the bed was there. And
yeah, well, that'd be the issue. So, if money wasn't an object, yeah, probably. I don't know.
Well,
what I like about it is you can customize it.
Year round.
Yeah, it's 4 seasons. Really, truly 4 seasons.
You don't have to winterize.
and it's you can customize it with whatever and however you want. I liked it. Somebody posted underneath the review of the Beebox that Advanced RV is the Apple of the small RV manufacturers, and they are. They only make how many? 24 or so a year. They're not a mass market produced, and everyone. One of the things we like about is when they build a unit, they meet for 3 days with the customer, and they go over everything and pick all the furnishings and the colors, just like a house. And they don't put, you know, your number on your van, like this is number 693.
They try to figure out what you want, what
they
you
name
need.
It. They give your van a name. You name it.
It's a name.
Yep.
But they spend time with you trying to draw you out, or if you do know what you want, maybe telling you other options too. They want you to be happy.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, I'll take that one.
So yeah, I would definitely get one if money wasn't an object, but you know, 380,000.
The gas mileage seemed to be about the same.
16 miles a gallon.
I mean, it doesn't look like it would get good gas mileage because it's a box.
Yeah. Jenna.
You recently talked about the possibility of a security system for an RV. What do you recommend for security?
Simply Safe. Works great. Got to have an internet connection. And that's always the best way to go. Most of you do. And,
or you can borrow Bo.
You can borrow Bo. Bo will let you know if anybody walks within 400 feet of you.
He'll let you know if a fly goes past.
You'll have to muzzle on Bo so he doesn't bark. But Simply Safe would work great. That's what we have in our house. I love it. I can call it up on my smartphone. I have a picture. I can see what's going on and all that stuff. So probably that's what I would recommend is Simply Safe. Gloria Maillard.
What park passes do you purchase, and how often do you have to purchase?
We get an annual permit from Michigan for their state park system because, you know, we love the Upper Peninsula and we like Western Michigan. We have the senior pass for the national park system, and that's just you buy that once, and I think it now costs $80 for the year, forever, for your life. It's the best deal around. That is all we buy. I'm not a member of big groups like Thousand Trails. I find them extremely expensive, and I really don't like those huge campgrounds at all. So it's no interest of ours. We've stayed in one. Never again for me. You found it kind of interesting. It was like we were in New York. We had a lot of New York people there, but
I found it extremely interesting once I got over the fact that it was different than what I expected.
Yeah.
And then as we explored, I thought, man, there's something here for everybody. There were like neighborhoods, you know, and had personality. You could find anything you wanted. You just kept moving around. And you found, I mean, they had a restaurant bar right next to the kids' playground equipment.
That was the best,
I mean, whatever you wanted.
That was the best thing I found, the whole park,
whatever you wanted,
the restaurant bar.
it was there.
Yeah. It was
quite interesting.
Yeah. Nancy Jenkins. Hi, Nancy. Hope all's well up there in Canada.
Have you heard anything about the border in and out of the U.S. to Canada? It's not going to be reversed.
No, they tell me, and reversed both ways, she means.
Yeah.
It's not going to be open until spring, at least, Nancy. If then, you know, maybe never again. I don't know. I don't see it opening until spring at the earliest.
Okay. What is your opinion on the mini camper conversion?
I don't know exactly what you mean by the mini camper conversion.
Maybe everybody going to smaller campers instead of having the great big huge vehicles to camp.
Maybe it means like one of those little mini cars and turning it into a camper. So I don't know.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Whatever you want to do.
How much room do you need?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Marianne Bostain.
How do you like your closet under the bed in your wonder? Do you get used to it, or is it inconvenient to reach so far down? Here's something I didn't say last week, which I said to Mike afterwards about there are two doors that you open. There's two doors.
Well, let's explain this.
Bed.
There's the bed.
Yep.
And then underneath it is this huge storage area. And then there's a little channel between the beds, and there are underneath the beds cabinets.
Doors that you open up to get access to underneath, or you lift the mattress and then you reach down. But you know, sometimes you don't want to lift the mattress. And if you open those doors, the two doors, it's logical the way they have it. They open this way and that way. What would be better for me because when I'm in the kitchen area, you open it that way. It's right in your way. It would be better if it opened the other way. If there
you got to see it to figure.
You got to see it to figure out. But they shouldn't be the logical way that cabinets open.
Should be the other way. I think she's right on that. I keep my gear underneath my bed, and I can go. I don't have to lift the bed. I just pull out the stuff. For the clothes, the hanging clothes, you do lift the bed up and you reach under. I did install some LED lights so they pop on and you can see what's under there. I think it's great.
It is great. We have so much storage. It's absolutely wonderful. What I don't like doing is getting on my knees.
Yeah.
And it would be easier for me to get in there if I didn't have a spur under my patella on my right kneecap. It probably wouldn't bother me at all. But it would just be easier for me, but it wouldn't look as nice.
But that's what you got me for, so I can lift it up and Mike, give me that. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
but you're not always right there, and I don't want to bug you.
Hey, another super chat from your RV journey, $4.99. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Okay, hello. Seems like the COVID cases are increasing. What are your concerns?
You know, they are. There's no getting around it. This is that second or third surge that everybody is talking about. Michigan just tonight did a pretty strong lockdown, shutting most public businesses in terms of, restaurants. They still can do takeout for 3 weeks. And of course, many people are urging limited Thanksgiving immediate family. And, my concerns are not so much about traveling, because the one thing I think that we have learned in 2020 is that RV travel is about the safest travel you can find, because, it's just you and your immediate family. Your RV is your safe space. It is socially distant by its very use, and you can go to a campground. You don't even have to use the public facilities. You can boondock. I would have no problems going to a state park, staying there for a couple of weeks. You're outside, which everyone agrees is very healthy. So in terms of that, I'm not concerned. In terms of the economy and health and the human toll, obviously that's horrible. But that's why the RV industry, I think, is growing and thriving so much, is because it's one of the few things that you can do that is not drastically affected by COVID. Now, there are some places, like New Mexico, that wouldn't let out-of-state people use their state campgrounds. They still had some commercial that you could. Maine did the same thing for a while. And you may have isolated areas like that. But in general, you can still travel by RV and you can stay away from people. And that's how you catch COVID. So,
it's so sad staying away from people. When you're in the supermarket, everybody's like, don't get near me. Don't get near me. People are stressed. You don't see happy eyes.
Well, you can't see anybody smile either. Every now and then you look.
But people are, how close are you to me?
Yeah.
There's this fear out there, and it's very sad.
Yeah, it is. But we need to bite the bullet. We need to all be safe, wear our masks, wash our hands, limit contact for a while. Facebook users.
Okay, we will need to move to RV till our house in Florida.
Me, husband, and 15-year-old daughter.
And our plan is to save the RV for traveling. But I am so scared because my hub is not a handyman. So any suggestions for what kind can be easy to keep? My big doubt is about the waste part. Yeah, I have a doubt.
Let me put at ease. I am not a handyman at all. Not even that. And
I'm not even interested in learning how to do all that stuff. Yeah. Because once you learn it, you got to
emptying the waste is simple, and it's it's not a problem at all. Nobody will have any issues with that. We have a macerator on ours, which makes it even much cleaner and very simple and easy to do. You probably will have a little larger unit than what we have on our Class B plus or Class C. But that's why they have mobile RV techs, and you don't have to be a handyman. You just have to, know how to turn a couple of switches.
I wonder how many months.
Yeah, you'll have it all figured out in a week, and read the manuals. And if you're in a campground, ask for help. Somebody is delighted to help you.
Love to help.
Join our Facebook group, our RV Lifestyle Facebook group, and any questions you have, if you post those questions within a couple of minutes, you'll have a million answers. I had an interview I did with somebody who is writing a story for some magazine and this week, and I was telling her that she can go there and see how helpful the community is. And while we were on there, somebody posted a question, and I said, well, now just watch this. Here's a question that came up, and literally within 4 minutes, there were 6 answers to the question. So your husband will find lots of answers. When we first started, remember, I had a problem. We were out in South Dakota, and something happened. I don't remember, and I panicked. Oh my, I don't know how to fix it. And I typed it. We had started that group at that point. I typed it on the group, and somebody, not only did they give me how to do it, they gave me a phone number. I called them, and they walked me through it on the phone. So that was my first introduction to it. That was 9 years ago. I am not a handyman, am I?
Well, it depends on handy in different areas.
Yeah, well, you're being kind to me now. But he won't have a problem. He really won't. Well, we have just about reached our hour. We've got 2 more we're going to try and take, and then it's time to shut down for the evening. Keith Pendergast.
Thoughts about Good Sam Road Assistance.
I have it. It's great. I've used it once, never had a problem. The thing I've learned, though, is I don't really need it because I do get 2 years of road service with the new RV that I bought from Lisa Travel Events. And any RV that you buy will come with 1 year or 2 of free road service. And pretty much all the free road service, they all use the same people. I am a member of Good Sam. I get a discount at Camping World with my Good Sam card, and we like to shop at Camping World as we travel around the country. So, for our appliances and supplies and stuff. So I like Good Sam. And you also get a discount when you show that Good Sam card at campgrounds.
Yeah. So we have a Good Sam card.
Last question goes to John T. tonight.
Okay. Have you heard anything about using Starlink for RV remote internet access?
John, I'm following it closely, have been ever since we tested out a new antenna from a company named Kymeta a couple, 3 years ago. It was an internet connection. Starlink is going to be awesome, incredibly fast speeds. It's not going to be really affordably ready for RV remote use for a couple of years, at least until very earliest the end of next year. And I'm thinking we're not going to really see it in any mass usable, affordable way until well into 2022. All right, that's it for now. And let's remind you about our membership thing, because we want to hit 100 members and on Facebook, and we also want to get more on our YouTube channel. So would you just do us a favor? This is a way for you to help support us and all the content that we keep producing. So we're not quite so dependent on ads. On YouTube, I would love to get rid of those mid-roll ads. I don't mind the beginning, but the ones in the middle of the RVs, I'd love to get rid of those. And that's why we started the YouTube membership. And on Facebook, it's just check them both out. If you just go to that address and do it to help. Also, there's the voicemail message that we want to remind you. We would love to hear from you, particularly about what RV lifestyle aspect of 2020 you are thankful for this year. Let's have a positive look at the
and that would so encourage each other.
Yeah,
we need that. We need something positive.
It's been a tough year. There's no doubt about it. But let's find the positive that we can. And we'd love to hear from you. RVlifestyle.com is the best way for you to always keep up with us and to follow us on everything we do. Thank you to those of you who are our supporters and our members who are on here tonight. And it's always great to see the familiar faces. Thanks to everybody who tuned in from all the platforms. And thanks especially to our friend Phyllis Kerr. Hi, Phyllis. How was everybody tonight? Did they all behave?
Just one bad troll I had to get rid of.
Yeah, that's pretty good for as many people who watch us to have just one bad one.
Good people.
And thank you so much for being there. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Phyllis Kerr, who is helping us each Sunday here. And hopefully we'll have Chris Cowley back with us next week to kind of help too. All right. we are Mike and Jen, and what are we going to do this week? What's on our list? What do we have planned? Anything exciting?
Just suddenly decided for something to do, that we were putting up our artificial tree. So we're trying to get that done. We got it together, the lights on it. I got to get the ribbons hanging right.
Yeah.
My least favorite thing to do, the ribbons. So it's been like 3 days, and you put it on your list to get those ribbons out.
I do.
You never put things that I have to do on your to-do list because you're getting a little crazy about it. And I'm like, oh.
I was. Yeah, we put our Christmas tree up. See, we want stuff to be happy with. And I'm taking a news siesta for a while because it's just too noisy. All I'm paying attention to is RV stuff, because you people, as different as we are, there still is unity here and common purpose, and we can put aside our differences and share this lifestyle, which is a great
So maybe
lifestyle.
next week I'll have the tree day. I'll get those ribbons on.
I'm putting it up on social media. As soon as that tree is up, you'll find it on all of our social media.
Oh, the pressure's on now.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Be safe. Let's beat this COVID thing. God bless you all.
Happy trails.